Good morning.
Good afternoon.
Good evening. Welcome to the Pivotal Podspective's brand new time of 7 p.m, where I am your host, Elliot Brown, and of course, my wonderful co-host,
Adrian Dorbantu.
Yes, and we are coming out to you guys internationally anyway, even without guests this evening or tomorrow evening. We've got guests coming from the 8th next week, in fact. But yeah, so I'm coming live from the UK, and Adrian is coming live from, I'm in Essex in the UK. And exactly where are you, Adrian?
I am in Baia Mare, a town in the northern side of Romania, near the border with Ukraine and Hungary, in the mountains.
Baia Mare, what a great name! That sounds way better than Essex, my friend.
It sounds really good, unless you translate that into proper English, which just means like the big bathroom.
The big bathroom.
Yeah.
Oh, really? That doesn't. That now gives me a completely different image. I must admit.
Yeah, no, the name comes from, it was an old mining town, and it was like something like that, and that's why it's called Baia Mare. It was like the big mining town, something like that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, listen, I don't know where Essex came from, but if anybody does, then let us know, and we'll maybe drop that into the show. But we listen. We're on here on Essex Business Radio, in the Essex Business Radio studio, and we have the extension of the studio all the way over in Romania. And if you've never ever seen this live, or you've never seen what we do, never heard about this, then you must definitely be under a rock. But if you haven't, then let me tell you a little bit about the show. Well, for the last 3 months, Adrian was here in the UK, weren't you, my friend?
Yes, I was.
And we started this show here remotely, of course, because of the whole lockdown and COVID and all that. And we don't really talk about that very much in the show, unless it's somebody's pivoted from that. And there's quite a few people that have in the world with their businesses. But what we do is we are on a quest to chat to as many people so that we all learn something new and pivotal. Now, I have to say, when we first started doing the show, it was very much about a new pivotal idea, wasn't it, Adrian?
Exactly. Yeah. It was about finding what people do different than others and what makes them special. And also, if they want to share it, with us, just to make us all wiser.
Exactly. But it's developed. And in the last 3 months, we've learned a lot from the guests we've had on the show. And if you don't know, we get the guests on, and we do use StreamYard here, which is a great process. A little bit like Zoom, guys, but it allows us to make it look a little bit more professional, brand it for ourselves. And it's a very, very easy and seamless process to get guests on the show. You don't have to have the software. You literally click on a link when we send it to you. So the guests come on, and we chat to Extraordinaires, as we like to call them, from all over the world that are here for us all to learn from. So it isn't just something maybe new and pivotal that they're doing, but maybe they've had to pivot. And that's where the show's really gone. So the Pivotal Podspective works very, very well for the show. It gives everybody a good idea about what it's about. It's about a perspective, something's pivotal that you can learn from the guests, from us. We'll chat openly with our guests. And we have a very easy flowing chat show style show here that we go live now at 7 p.m. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday evenings. Now, I had a little small technical hitch yesterday, and we've got those fixed. So it's never always smooth. And we're going to go just show you a couple of clips, actually, as we go through the show this evening to let you know what it's like and the sort of guests we get on, and a couple of little bloopers that we've had as well. What have you learned from over the last 3 months, Adrian? What do you think's been the thing that you've learned the most?
It's I think I've learned more about people and about me as well. I've learned about me first, that I get bored easily if the subject is not interesting. That's why
that is true.
Yes. So sometimes I was quite tired just because it was late here in Romania, but I'm gonna have to make a confession now. When you will see me drinking water like that, sometimes just to hide my yawn.
Yeah, do you know what? You don't stifle and hold them back that well. But
Yeah, I
a little
know.
bit easier now, mate, isn't it? Because it's like 9
Yeah,
p.m.
yeah.
there rather than
But most of the time, yeah, it's just because sometimes the subject or the guest was not that interesting, you know.
yeah.
So that's. But I've learned to listen better, and I've also learned to ask questions way better than before. You know, that's what
Yeah,
I learned.
yeah, definitely. We've got a comment already. I'm not quite sure who it is, but we're going to pop it up on the screen. Elliot, hi. Thanks very much for joining. Not quite sure
Actually, I
who.
have some friends here in Romania, and yeah, they when they see me, they just call me Elliot. I don't know. It may be one of them, to be honest. Yeah, but I'm not sure.
Well, have we got like a pivotolians? I don't know what they could be called, but
Yeah,
we're building fans, aren't we? Are building
yeah.
fans for sure.
People fans, yeah, yeah. It's like, or they ask me, you know, the guy that is a. So if no one really knows, I had a great weekend. The past weekend, I've been a co-pilot in a rally car with
Yeah.
one of my a very good friend of mine, and he also won the championship. But he's a big fan of us, you know. And every time when he sees, he either calls me Elliot or says, "Hi mate, so how is Elliot? What is he doing?" You know, says it's me, lol. Yeah,
Really?
so it's him. Yeah, basically his name is Big. Yeah, it's him.
Well, it might be Connie actually, because Connie's often makes a comment in the comments because she's gone, "It's me." That actually doesn't really help us, but let us know who you are. We'll give you a shout out, of course. We've got Cody who's having a laugh. Please, hopefully not at our expense. Hope she's laughing with us, not at us. But we're happy for you to laugh as well. Oh, it's Sol Maria De Leon. Oh, hi, Sol Maria. How you doing?
Yeah.
And also, of course, one of our biggest fans, my mum, joining us from Spain. Hi, mum. Big love to you, and thanks for the kiss. And Cody saying, honesty is the best policy. Well, I have to be fair. We are very, very honest on this show. We don't really. We like to ask a difficult question. I'm saying hi to a few people over on Instagram as well. I urge you to go over onto Facebook. We're going across 7 platforms, so 7 profiles, 5 Facebook. That's mine, Adrian Dorobantu. We're also on the Essex Business Radio Facebook, Forge Management, the Essex Business Radio group, the YouTube channel Essex Business Radio, and Twitter, which is Essex Biz, BIZZ Radio. If you're watching this, then these are going to be made into audio podcasts. We're just holding back on something to do with Essex Business Radio itself, with the streaming we're going to be having going on there, with the podcast being played at certain times of the day, which I think is going to go from next week. So small technical hitch on that side, but bear with us. We can't get everything perfect, but we're still coming out to you live, aren't we, Adrian? We'll just keep going.
Exactly, yeah, we have to.
Connie is watching. Thanks, Connie. Hi, thanks very much for joining. And we can see you tonight. Absolutely. Great. Just to let everybody know, you can make comments. You can ask us questions in the comments on YouTube and Facebook, so wherever you are, and in the group as well. If you come into the group, by the way, you have to I think you have to register your name for some reason to do with groups. So there's a link when we do the image that pops up to let you know we're going to be going live at a certain time. If you scroll down, there's a link there that StreamYard put in. You can click on there, just lets them know that you're happy for them to use your name, and you can then put them on, make comments or ask us a question and ask a guest. It's a nice interactive way. If you like what we're doing, then give us some hearts, give us some thumbs up as well. Let us know you like what we're doing, and in fact, there's things you want to talk about. We really want to hear from you guys. It's really important to us, that, isn't it, Adrian?
Oh yeah, it's feedback is always good, even if it's bad. So don't hold it back, guys.
Yeah, definitely. Don't hold it back. Listen, we even drop the odd swear word into here. It's a real show. It's what we get real guests on, and we like people that have got big bags of personality, but also what we have learned, right? And I've mentioned this before, that we do really genuinely want to get people on, that guests on, that have got really something really valuable to talk about. You know, the experience they've had, something they've had to pivot from, some things that they do for their clients or that they work on themselves, on all sorts of different levels. So if you want to hear, as an audience, want to hear from people or see people on the show that you don't get to see on other podcasts, then let us know, because we can get pretty well anybody from any industry on here talking about something pivotal that's going to help you guys, help us all to learn from, that we can help to develop personally, or that we can help help develop our business or move our business forward or pivot in the business. All of these things are here to help you. So it isn't just business related, it's on a personal development level as well. But that doesn't mean we want hordes of life coaches on here that are just getting into the life coaching industry, or business coaches. There are a myriad. Now, we genuinely want to talk to loads of business coaches, mindset coaches, money coaches, personal coaches, life coaches. If you've got something that's happened that you think this is a really great thing to talk about, because we're going to be getting somebody else on, just like you, maybe, talking about a particular subject matter, or if it's a particular skill set that you're both a particular type of coach, because we're going to be asking you some interesting questions. We're going to be getting that engagement on the show. So we're going to have having two guests, one here and one over there as well below us. So listen, we've had a great time in the last 3 months, mate, haven't we?
Yeah, definitely. I even had more ideas now in my head about we might have even 3 guests at some point, but yeah, we're going to talk about that.
happy to have 3 guests on. We can get them on here, and StreamYard is updating all the time. So if you guys don't know what StreamYard is and you do podcasts, you do some lives, or you do a show of some kind, this is a great platform to use, guys. You can use this for Zoom calls as well. We in fact talk to clients, potential clients, have possibility calls, video calls with clients using the same system. And now you can move them around. So Adrian's over here, and then he's over there. Whereas before, and we'll show you one in a second, you couldn't do that. So it was nice that we preferred to be on top of the guests, so to speak. So we have the guests sort of down below. Well, listen, we've already got a couple of little videos lined up. So if you have never seen this show before and this is all new to you, then we're going to when we go as we're talking through the show, we're going to talk about a few things that we've happened. But listen, one of the biggest, I think, that stood out as not just one of the biggest, but we've had some great shows doing 3 a week, virtually 3 a week for 3 months. We've had a lot of different guests on. Now, Nick and Brennan, licensing guys, interesting couple of business people, right?
Very interesting. Yeah, I think we learned a lot from them.
Yeah, we did learn a lot from them, and we've got some great stuff to tell you about that. Next year we've got some exciting things that we're going to tell you about, which is quite similar, and it's pretty exciting stuff. But and not only funny, these guys are media guys. They're video, they're photography, and at the beginning of the show, their whole video failed basically, so they had to join us late, and we carried on. It's quite early on as well. I mean, that's going back a good couple of months ago now, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
But they did come on, and it's funny because they've both had quite experience, and they're your sort of age range, Adrian. I'm a good few years older than Adrian, as you can probably tell. There isn't any smoothing app, unfortunately, with StreamYard, so I'm just going to get Botox as the show goes on. But these are young entrepreneurs who are absolutely smashing it in the photography world, aren't they? They've got a licensed product and service they put out, and they do a lot of marketing. But they went through some interesting things. We all, as entrepreneurs, and you guys, as I'm going to say, we, as in us all, I think a lot of us learn from mistakes, learn from doing mad business ventures or doing something that, you think's going to work, and why you think it's going to work, I have no idea. But there's a little clip here that from Nick and Brennan where they're chatting about quite an interesting, innovative mug idea. Generally, that isn't an easy thing to do. You think you've got it, and when just as you think you've got it, it doesn't work. And I think, Brennan, you were sort of saying this before. You think, yeah, that's it. I've got that. That mug that stirs itself is going to be the killer. And in theory, it does. kills dishwashers.
And at the end of the day, it's true. It's like I think that one thing that I have learned in my entire entrepreneurial adventure is the best way to make money yourself is to help other people make money. That's when you sell somebody a self-stirring mug, what's the price on that?
What value has that got?
No, it doesn't do anything. Yeah.
I mean, how difficult is it to take a spoon?
Exactly.
Great couple of characters. How difficult is it to take a spoon? A self-stirring mug, but
But it looks cool. At some point, so someone must have bought them because they've been invented. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe at some point this idea was good, but yeah.
Yeah, listen. I mean, the thing to be learned from that is you try things out, don't you? And it doesn't work, and you learn from these situations. But what I liked about that little clip there is he was sort of saying about like it make people money, and in the world where it is today. And where we are, and in fact, watching podcasts or watching video podcasts or live shows, you can learn a hell of a lot from people doing this. We've learned a hell of a lot with the audience over the last 3 months, haven't we?
Oh yeah. That's exactly why we're looking to all these people and find out their experiences. Just because, like I said, we want to learn from it, and you're definitely gonna learn from it as well. It's just and to be honest, we've been like Nick and Brennan, and we had things failing. So that's how you learn to listen to others as well, and maybe do a bit more research next time, or be a bit more diligent next time.
Yeah, for sure. But we, in essence, getting all these guests on, it's all here to help you as an audience, help us all, in fact, learn and to make money. I mean, the whole thing about business and personal development and the area that we're in, and we're definitely, I think, in the last 3 months, something that's screamed out at me is to work more on myself as well, Adrian. I mean, I think we definitely agree on that side, don't we?
Yeah, it took a few people in that domain to convince you, but yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. I think it's just because obviously when we started doing this, none of us had that intention. We were busy with other things, and we as humans, we tend to say quite lots of time, I'm busy for that, or I don't have time for those type of things, but
yeah.
Soon you're going to realize you have to do them, and you need to have proper routines and take care of yourselves if you want to be in your best shape all day and look good on a podcast like Elliot, not like me, because I need to show. But yeah.
Well, I don't know. It's all right from a distance. You've got a clearer camera than me, to be honest. So I'm going to have to sort this out as well. But personal development, it's massively important. You don't forget to work on yourselves, guys. I mean, we spend so much time working on the business sometimes, and on the projects or ideas or conceptual ideas or mad harebrained ideas that take us off track sometimes. But make sure to take time to learn from yourself. I was always very skeptical about maybe meditation and sort of even personal development. And in fact, I've been reading books. In fact, let me show you another couple of books that have just arrived, which I wasn't going to show this actually, but let me bring this over here. So today a parcel arrived. Okay. And I regularly don't really get parcels that arrive that I don't know what it is going to be. And I'd completely forgotten about a conversation I had with this gentleman, Craig Ballantyne, who is an author. He's a motivational guy. He's a business coach. Made ridiculous amounts of money in the fitness industry, and I chatted with him recently. He's also hopefully I'd like to say he's a fan of the show. But we definitely are attracting now different types of people that are, I have to be honest with you, in the realms of business and in the business world that I didn't think we'd attract. Just doing a bit of a fun sort of live show and creating some podcasts and things like that, which is what it's all about, and trying to keep it lighthearted. But he sent me this, Adrian. So he sent me this book here, which is the Perfect Week Formula, which I should definitely be looking at. And I've never been one for reading books. He's even sent me the Perfect Formula pack as well. So I don't know what that is. I'm going to have a little bit of look about that, and I'll let you guys know what that's all about as well. I'm assuming it's a planning, sort of planning for your business as well, and Unstoppable. So I've got another few books to read there. Now, this guy, Craig Ballantyne, very similar to Ballantyne's Gym's the name, but it's not. Craig Ballantyne, American. Now, the only reason I've really maybe taken a little bit more notice about what Craig does, and I've mentioned this before, is because he helped Mike Self, a very good friend of mine in Las Vegas, with an off-roading track, which I've talked to you about, haven't I, before? Yeah. And I met Mike in Dubai many years ago. And a few years ago, he took on Craig as his sort of mentor and business coach and, for planning and stuff, because he's got quite a strategic mind. And Craig's he's one of these very professional speakers. He's very, very good. I mean, go and check him out on Instagram. His videos are great, very, very informative, actually. And he helped Mike move his business from where it was. It was pretty successful, and then taking it next level. And he's now got a racetrack where you can take Lamborghinis, Ferraris, all of the supercars around this track, literally not far from the strip. It's like 10, 15 minutes from the strip in Las Vegas, which is still operating now, because obviously you can social distance and still do these things. But from a dirt track, taking the $250,000 off-road, almost Paris to Dakar style vehicles around a dirt track, to then having that, and then the a tarmac proper racetrack, which nobody else has near Vegas like that. It's obviously helped him level up. So definitely interested in that, and I'll be reporting back on some of the books over time that I am now starting to read, because it's new to me, this reading stuff. I haven't done it for 20 years. You do read though, Adrian, definitely, don't you?
Yeah, I read. Not as much as I should, to be honest, but I read. And sometimes I listen to audiobooks if it's more convenient for me. But I have to be honest, it's better when I read. With the audiobooks, I have to listen about 2-3 times, even 4 times, depending what I'm doing.
Yeah. I think you've got to sort of build it into your day. Otherwise, it's so easy not to do it. So I may do like 15 minutes before I go to sleep, read enough that sort of, actually my eyes start getting heavier, which actually helps me to go off to sleep weirdly. And then I'll wake up and I'll also do another 15 minutes in the morning. So it just stops you from thinking about anything else and gives you something motivational to think about. I urge you to do it on maybe personal development or business, if that's your thing. If not, just do some reading anyway. Whatever you can sort of fill yourself up with information, then that's all good. I get back on focus. What's that mean?
You're unfocused on the camera, so your face is very blurry.
Oh, really? Okay. Can you just have told me that? I was reading it. I'm thinking, how's that? Is that working?
Now you're back. Yeah.
Yeah. Bloody camera. Well, listen, we get issues like this live because we do this with webcams and things like that, and we also occasionally over time we get some freezes and things like that, and as we said, Brennan did that, and even experienced podcasters we've had on the show, and we've had moments like this.
Twitch.
Oh, Twitch. Ooh. He picked up the one that you didn't say.
Yeah. Analytical side,
I think he's frozen, actually. I think he has frozen. Well, are you back?
No, I think he didn't want to talk with us anymore, so he just faked that.
Yeah. That was weird. I was like, okay.
We just with me then, were you?
Is that what happened?
We're just going to keep dead still.
He's like, okay, go ahead and talk. Bye.
See, it's moments like that if I hadn't have done the podcast we've done in the last few months, I probably would have freaked at that point. I was shit, now what? But you just go through it. I was just going to basically say, well, that was Hernan.
And cut.
So we've definitely learned how to continue to do the shows when we have moments like that. In fact, the other day we had a guest on, didn't we? And that just did not work.
It was more frozen than unfrozen. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
But we're learning as we go, and we're not going to stop. But we just crack on. But we've got some great. We've had some great guests on, and we were asking the audience, asking you guys, what sort of people you want us to get on the show. We've had some great feedback. In fact. It's a funny story because last week we put a message out in the group, in a group on Facebook where you get guests for podcasts, and we've done this before and been very successful. Well, Facebook actually froze our messaging system for 24 hours because we had so many people coming back to us from this post wanting to come on the show, in excess of, including some of the ones that we then had to go back to the old-fashioned way of just doing an email instead of using our chat bot, which we'll tell you about that in a minute. Probably nearly 40 people, right, in 24 hours, Adrian.
Yeah, I think so. We are at 81 now, or 82, something like that. So, yeah,
that's in total on that chatbot, though, right?
Yeah, yeah.
From the beginning. So we've got
actually no. Yeah, maybe from the beginning. I mean, when you put the post, so we had quite loads of people.
Oh right, yeah. So we've had a lot, and so many people want to come on the show, and so we're going through those at the moment. And they range from literally people that do work on a life coach basis, people that have got vast experience in business. In fact, we have performers as well from different entertainment industries. I even had a contact out of the blue on an email saying, "I've seen your show. I have a client for you. Would you be interested?" And they've given us details. So what we're doing at the moment is getting out there, but we want to hear from you guys. We want to hear from you who you would like to get on. What sort of people would you like to get on? Obviously, learning from entrepreneurs. We are going to be getting more and more of those on as they're more interested in the show and more interested in what we're doing and the message we want to get out there to you guys. But we want to hear from you about what you want the subject matters to be as well. So not just the types of guests you'd like on, but the subject matters you'd like us to cover. Because sometimes we may get a couple of guests that get a clash, and we get a lot of people. There's going to be a lot of coaches that are going to want to come on. Well, how about we get a couple of coaches on that think they're extraordinaires in their field, and maybe they are, but we're going to give them maybe a difficult subject matter to talk about. How would you deal with that? How would you advise your clients? Now, that's going to be quite interesting because I'm going to have an opinion. Adrian's going to have an opinion, and the two coaches are likely to have an opinion as well. Now, I'm looking forward to a show like that, aren't you, Adrian?
Yeah, I was just trying to look now, out of curiosity, on the last people that came in, since you put that post, and to be honest, yeah, most of them are coaches.
There are a lot of coaches.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I was trying to look at things, and understand something. But yeah, most of them are coaching. So we're gonna have loads of coaches, which is not bad, and that's why it is nice to see a versus sometimes.
Yeah, for sure. But we've also
good.
But we've got we've got speakers lined up. We have entrepreneurs lined up as well. We've got lots to learn from other people. I mean, listen, there's no more powerful way to learn things than there is to learn from a podcast, listening to somebody about their experiences and things that they've done. Challenges they've had to get over as well. Connie Stark has said, Facebook tips for business. Absolutely. Well, because of the sort of show that we are, Connie, we've definitely got, not only have Adrian and I got tips for everybody, and Adrian's got way more than I do, and I've learned most of mine from Adrian, but also we have got some experts, some extraordinaires that do work with Facebook, Pinterest as well. We have a guest that's going to be coming on to talk about Pinterest, which has been brought up recently, and I didn't really necessarily get the whole Pinterest thing, as I probably didn't really get the whole TikTok thing until more recently, where we've had Matt State on, who is a TikTok TikTok star really in his field, and definitely learned from him. And I've been looking at TikTok a lot more as well, so we're going to be getting stuff onto there. But yeah, so what sort of people do you want to get on, Adrian? Who is it that you want to get on the show?
So obviously I want to get people with businesses and learn from them and see what they've done different that just helped them in their business, maybe an idea that we never thought about. But I would also like to see regular people, all right? But the regular people with comparisons. And even now I was thinking, I don't know, maybe 3 people from 3 different countries all having the same job, and see how that compares, like interesting jobs. You have all these DIY channels or maybe even traveling channels, right, on YouTube now that have millions and millions of subscribers, or people on TikTok, like I said. Maybe we can bring 3 travel vloggers or something like that, and just, put them talk and ask them questions and stuff like that. I think that'll be quite interesting, just because, in my opinion, after all this pandemic and everything, loads of people reconsider their life a bit, all right? Or maybe they thought about doing something different. So yeah, guys, if you have a passion or a hobby, just please let us know about that.
Yeah, definitely. Particularly if you're making money from it as well, because there's a big world out there. Social media, videoing, audio, whatever way you want to promote yourselves. It's all, they're all marketing tools. They're all marketing tools that you can use very, very simply. In fact, coming on as a guest on the show, this in essence is a great way of getting yourself out there. But don't come on the bloody show and start selling yourself, because we're not fucking interested. And we're going to be a bit harsh moving on. So if people start doing that, I'm literally going to say to them, this isn't the show for you. We don't want to be selling you. Let's talk about something else, because we've allowed people to talk before, but we're not going to do that anymore.
And not just that, you need to be I don't know, engageable with people. You need to have a nice, a nice personality and make people like you. If you're very robotic, static, more like me, honestly, but yeah, that's not going to be that good for you. So we want people first, or we want our audience to know you first as a human being, right, or as a person, and then as a business person or whatever you do. Because I think stories, sell if
Yeah.
you want to take it like that. And we want to know your story first. And
Yeah.
then we're going to move into the selling part, which is going to be very small.
Yeah. Listen, you've got the chance at the end of the show where you've got a chance to tell everybody where they can find you. Very much like a lot of podcasts, they can do that. But we want to have a chat. We want to get you on the show. We want to have a chat and then talk about it. We'll do a little bit of an intro and bring you onto the show. But yeah, really looking forward to it. Connie's busy over here, and she's saying Facebook tips and business. She said that a second ago. Great, because it feels like a huge puzzle and a labyrinth. Listen, Facebook is a person. They change things quite a lot as well. But it's one of the best tools for advertising. One of the cheapest and most successful tools that you can use if you know how to use it well. I urge you to go back actually and go to the YouTube page and check out some of the first shows that Adrian and I did, where Adrian was giving loads of free information, and we're going to have loads more going up as well over the coming months. So look out for that.
But I will give Connie a tip. Don't do any ads today and tomorrow, all right? There is a Facebook glitch that shuts down most of the ads that are being created just because there's an AI algorithm that triggers them as being political ads, all right? So don't make any ads today.
Right. Okay, we'll remember that. And Connie Stark says, I agree, it is educating people. Yeah, we want to educate as many people as we can. If we can leave the show at the end of the evening and you've learned something, we've all learned something together, however small it is, then it's been worthwhile. And I never stop learning. There's always something to be learned. In fact, even when we've had guests on, Adrian, I have to be honest with you, when we've had certain guests on that, I'm not naming any names, but we've had them on, and really they haven't had anything massively important to say. In fact, they've probably been quite anti what they do. In fact, there was one creative that called creatives horrible. Should we have a little look at that clip?
Yeah, definitely.
So you have to be dogged about doing the business part right to even stand a chance. And the nice thing is, because most creatives are horrible, just absolute shit at doing the business part. If you can just be mediocre at it, it's not like most businesses where the business people are going into them and you have to be great just to get even in the conversation. If you can do the business stuff and do it well, not even great, just maybe even adequately, you will be so far ahead of all the other creatives, because most creatives, 99.9% of them, never ever think of this.
I mean, you listen. I think if I was going to put it into, it's the right, left and right brain, isn't it? You've got the creative side, and you've got your analytical side.
Yeah, the creative brain. I'm the right hand side, and you're the left. Actually, we should swap you over. Actually, let's go. Is that better?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I don't feel comfortable over here now. Let me just
go back.
Listen, Russell was an interesting character. A creative.
You're not going to name him, but it might be or it might not be Russell. Just for you guys to know.
Listen, Russell was an interesting character. He was quite anti the people that he sort of is. But I sort of, looking back at that clip, I sort of get what he was sort of saying. Creatives are horrible at doing certain other things, aren't they?
Yeah, but also remember, it was his 7th podcast or something like that day.
That day.
It was quite horrible by that time, So yeah,
it was. He literally, I think it was 7th or 8th podcast he'd done that day, and he was just but he was just doggedly wanting to go down a particular path, talking about a particular subject. And we've definitely learned how to maybe control the conversation a little bit more and sort of bring it back into line a little bit. But sometimes it's difficult, which is why we definitely don't want people coming on just want to sell yourself. We want you to come on. We want you to come on and have a chat with us all. All of us. The audience, you guys. Us here. Let's talk about things. Let's have a chat chat. You know, I want to learn things. We're both really inquisitive. We're on a quest to find and learn from people and learn as much as we can on this show, so that we all learn together and come out at the other side of it. You know, just knowing just that little bit more,
Exactly. And we don't really want that much negativity or bad attitude, right?
Yeah, we don't really get that. But listen, I mean, if you've got skills, if you've learned something, and you could be at the beginning of your business. You may well have learned a lot of lessons from working in other people's companies. I know this has been a big thing for me. You know how not to do it, learning how not to do things from my own experiences, my own expense, my own mistakes, my own problems, my own challenges, but also very much so learning from other people I've been involved with as well. And so it's given me a very broad idea about business, and obviously allows me to help me with my clients. And with Adrian, you've had your own challenges, haven't you, that have taught you what you know and have brought you to where you are as well.
I still have them, and I think we
never go away.
Still have them, exactly. They never go away. Even if one of them goes away, there's gonna be another one in a different shape or form or things that's gonna, it's just gonna trigger you in a different way. So yeah, they're always gonna be there, and we always have to keep learn how to avoid them.
Yeah, for sure. And learning from others is a great way to do that, and we learn every single day. So yeah, if you guys are interested in coming on the show, we want to hear from you. You can go over to the chat bot on the Essex Business Radio Facebook page, and if you click on send message on the send message button, there it will go into Elliot bot will say hi, how you doing, and we'll go through several questions. If you click on want to get on the show, if you tap on that, it will take you through several questions so we get an idea about who you are, what you do, why you do it, and basically what you've learned from and what you want to talk about. So we get a good idea, and you get a good idea about the feel of the sort of flow of the show. We sort of stick to those a little bit. We may bring those up a little bit in the show, but we basically talk about whatever it is that is the most important thing that is on their mind, I suppose, really, they've learned from, they want everybody to know from their experience or how they work with their clients.
Exactly, yeah.
So it's really important, if from you guys, if you want to come on, then do that. Get on there and click on the button. It's dead simple. You can DM me personally or Adrian if you're a colleague or a friend of Adrian's as well. But if you're a friend of mine, then you can DM me as well, and I can direct you over to there. So if that's something you're not quite sure how to do that, then DM us and let us know, and we'll give you all of the ideas, give you all the direction to get over there as well. So it isn't just that if you've been around 30 or 40 years and you think, what do I know? What do I know about business? But you may know something that's worked for you. You may be in the first year or so, and you may have learned something in the last 8 months, with all of the things that have been going on that has helped you to pivot. And you may think this would be great for an e-commerce and online business. There's a big boom in this right now. We definitely want to have loads of people on chatting about this, because we feel there's a lot of our audience that are in that space, either have moved online, have an e-commerce business, I'm going to move online, are thinking about it. And if you haven't thought about it, then I urge you to be thinking about how you can do that, because you're losing a large part of potentially your revenue from not doing something online, whether it be advertising, marketing, doing a show, or e-commerce or so. But whatever it is, the digital era is here. It's never going to go away. You need to grab it with both hands and leverage anything you can, whatever platform or profile or wherever it is that you need to work. So people that are, micro businesses, one-man banders, if you think you've got something, then we want to hear from you, because there's always something to be learned. In fact, Sophie has got a marketing company here in Essex, and she does very basic stuff. I don't mean this in a rude way, but what she does, she doesn't get all complex and, we can do this and we can do that for you. And she's very grounded, works very, very successfully with a numerous amount of clients. Just in these questions here, I'm going to play this little clip. Just in these questions here, I think, these are great points to take away from a show. It may be stuff you already know. That's what I'm trying to get across. You may know some of the things we talk about. In fact, you may be an expert in it, but I guarantee you it may spark something in your mind. You think, I've stopped doing that. Why don't I ask my clients this? So even if it's to help you with your clients, not even with your own business, but just with your own clients or people that you know, or some information you can pass on, something you can share to people. Please share the show to people as well. Share the comments, share the show to as many people as you can. Get it out there to as many people as you can. But yeah, we'll chat into Sophie and we'll play this quick clip. Creating content for your clients.
Yeah, I think it can be a very difficult thing to come up with yourself, especially if you haven't done it before. You don't know what works, what doesn't work. Even little things like different colors on backgrounds and just tiny little things that make up great content.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people don't plan before they post. They're just posting for the sake of posting.
Yeah.
And I think it's very important to sit down and have a plan before you even think about doing the marketing for yourself or even doing the content. So that's what I kind of get across, is making sure you do have a plan before you even start. But I think if you take it week by week, and even if you just plan your week and just think, okay, yeah, I've done that, it will definitely make it a little bit easier.
See, and she's doing well. She's been going, how long was she going? A year or so?
A year, about a year. Yeah, I think about a year.
And spoke way more sense, genuinely, than some people that we've had on the show. And in fact, people that we know that are quite successful in social media marketing as well, out there in the sort of ethos.
And not just that, we could see the passion there, right? So obviously she loves doing that, right? For me, I hate doing that. That's not what I like doing, right? And that's what I like, people that have this passion in them and they love their jobs, I don't know, topics, subjects, whatever you want to take them, not people that are hating it.
Yeah, it's true. I think you've got to have a passion for what you're doing. It's a big part of it. I think it gives you that extra drive. I love helping people to move forward or learn something new, and something else they can apply to their business or themselves personally. Anything I learn, I try and pass on to you, Adrian, and we vice versa. We do that between us, don't we? So that's all we're really doing here is just getting people to have a chat, so we all sort of learn together and entertain as well. We'll pick on some funny subjects, and we'll go down a tangent, and it may have an awkward moment, we may not, but either way, definitely enjoy the shows. And I know that our audience and our growing audience is enjoying what we're doing, which is great.
Yeah, I would even be quite interested to hear from our audience. Maybe, like, let's say, businesses that don't have a chance online. And I would like to have that as a challenge and put my mind to test and see if I can think about any ideas how to take those online. But also, when you say a business that cannot be taken online, I would like to get some reasons why you think.
Yeah, good point. They're good point, because there will be some way of taking some element of the business online for sure.
Yeah, at some, I thought a while ago about a funeral company, and I stopped thinking. I'm not sure exactly how I will take that online, but I'm sure it can be done.
Well, I mean, listen, I had Brian Waters on, didn't I? When they were talking about, this was in the pandemic, this was in the sort of lockdown, the first sort of, and they were talking about funerals in America, people were having drive-by. But now what they're doing is you can actually log in and be at a funeral, so you don't have all those people in one place now. So they are even these guys are moving their businesses online in something that you would thought that would never ever happen. So they're you said about that, but there is definitely people, and if you start searching, you will find somebody that's found some innovative way of moving every industry, everywhere that you think may not go online. There'll definitely be a way of doing that for sure. Definitely. Yeah, so we're going to be back at 7 p.m. tomorrow evening. We're going to be chatting about some of the guests we've got coming on the next week and moving on from there as well. So we're going to talk about who we've got, some of the subjects we're going to be talking about, and we really want you guys to get involved tomorrow and let us know. So send us some love hearts, send us some claps and stuff if you're cheering for what we're doing and you like what we're saying. And if there's things that you think, do you know what, guys, I'd really like to talk about this, and it's completely left field. Listen, bring it on. Let's find out what that is. It's all. Connie Stark has made another comment. It's all like sci-fi. I'm not quite sure what that refers to. Have I missed something there, Adrian?
Maybe the online funerals. I have no idea.
It's all like also moving businesses online. It's all like sci-fi. Connie, it isn't. Don't ever be scared by the online world. I mean, you're not. You join in the show. You watch us. You must have picked a huge amount of stuff up, Connie. So we're going to be getting you on the show and having a chat with you as well. So that's going to be cool. So I think for this evening, I think we've covered a few things. We've gone back over some old shows, we really want to hear from you guys. So get involved tomorrow evening from 7 p.m. We're going to be live again. And then next week, we've got guests coming on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So every Tuesday and Wednesday, Thursday, you're going to be able to catch us live on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, and over here on Instagram as well. Adrian, thank you very much for joining me this evening.
Elliot, thank you as well. And you're welcome.
And if there's anything that you'd like to talk about, Adrian, tomorrow, then by all means, let me know.
Yeah, I'll send you my questions.
Thanks very much.
I'll put them in the chat box, all right?
Definitely. Well, listen, guys, thank you very much for joining us again this evening. Big love to you all, wherever you're joining us from, whatever corner or part of the globe that you are joining us from. And I know we've got people all over the world that now join us, whether you join us live or whether you join us afterwards. If you've joined us live, let us know you joined us live by putting a comment below. And if you've watched us on the replay, put #replay, just let us know that you've been there afterwards and watched, and you've still dropped comments there. We'll still pick all the comments up. So big love to you all. Thanks very much for watching the Pivotal Podspective, which is the new time, 7 p.m. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, British summertime. That's BST UK time. You'll have to check wherever you are, guys, because I don't know where you are right now. But big love to you all, and I'm going to sign off for now. So what am I going to say, Adrian?
He's going to say ciao for now.
And I'm going to say brown cow. I could do it that. We could do it that way, actually, couldn't we? Maybe that would make more sense.
I think, at some point we're gonna need to bring a brown cow into the show. So
yeah. There's going to be a character coming up at some stage. Did you see my TikTok video of me as a cow?
No, I don't even have you on TikTok. I didn't even knew you have TikTok.
Yes, mate. Yes, look, Elliot Brown 7, I believe.
Okay, I need to check that, my friend. Yeah.
I've literally only done a couple of videos. I've had like 325 plays of the latest one. There is one with 975, but I don't think I've smashed TikTok just yet. But I'm going to give it more of a go and have a little play.
You're way better than me. I have only 210 views on my video, on my first video.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, but I have 868 on my second one, which I just posted a few minutes ago. Basically.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. We'll tell you what I should do. We should probably do a quick video on TikTok while we're doing almost like a behind the scenes. In fact, we could do a behind the scenes on Instagram here like this, which you could actually do, to be fair. Well, anyway, well, listen, we're going to go for now, but thanks very much for joining us. Big love to you all, and we'll see you tomorrow evening, 7 p.m. here on Facebook, YouTube, and on Twitter. Ciao for now.
Brown cow.